Rolling. Rolling? Rolling. Stop.
So before we teach you about how to chant, let's look at what it is, how it works, where it comes from. In a nutshell, chanting is a complete strategy for bringing your mind to its most beneficial state and creating a foundation for your inner joy. There's a passage in the Bhagavad Gita, the ancient Sanskrit text on yoga, philosophy, and practice. It says, the mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Though we look for happiness through our experiences, it's our mind that determines whether any experience gives us pleasure or pain, or even whether we experience it at all. Our restless, uncontrolled minds, they pull our consciousness out of the present here and the power of the moment. And it's through our minds that we lament the past, what could have been or should have been. We look to the future, sometimes with fear or uncertainty, what could come. And we constantly judge things. Our minds dwell on sensual attractions, even when we know they're not good for us. And in this way, our own minds, they often stand in the way of our true happiness, which is why the Gita says it can be our worst enemy. But it can also be our best friend. In fact, that's what it's meant to be. In Sanskrit, this state of mind is called sattva. It's the quality of balance and harmony and truth and goodness. And meditation is meant to restore our minds to this state of sattva and give us the inner peace, the knowledge of our spiritual nature that we need to experience sustained happiness. And of all the meditation systems, we believe you're going to find that chanting the sacred mantras is the most effective. So, what's a mantra? Today it's popular to call anything which is repeated over and over a mantra. But a real mantra is a powerful sound vibration. It's sometimes compared to a key that opens a specific lock. It's like certain wavelengths of sound transform matter. The true mantras, they transform our consciousness. They're sound vibrations that bridge the gap between spiritual and material. And using these mantras for meditation brings the mind to rest in a space that's free from stress and anxiety. In fact, the word mantra, it literally means to free the mind. And all the mantras, those that are composed of the divine names, are the most powerful because they're complete expressions of the divine in sound. Now, an authentic mantra is passed from a teacher to student over thousands of years. And through meditation and repetition, it can unlock our deepest potential. Now, you may think this is a little foreign, but really the idea that you can transform your mind through sound is something most people are doing already, even if you've not done any active meditation. Let's imagine it's a Friday night and you're out with your friends. Now the whole evening's got like a certain soundtrack, and that soundtrack is probably very different from the one for a quiet Wednesday evening studying at home or a romantic dinner with your partner. So we use sound in the form of music and poetry and conversation to manipulate our experience of a situation all the time. In fact, sound is the most powerful influence on our consciousness. And that's why mantra meditation is recommended to be the most effective way to focus the mind and make it our friend. Now, there are a lot of different states of the mind. In the yoga texts, they describe 5 states. first is disturbed. This is the lowest state. It's like a room full of monkeys, highly agitated, unable to think and listen, keep quiet. And on the other hand, there's a dull state where nothing seems to get through and we're just dull and listless. A person could be holding her key and asks, where's the key? Then comes the confused state. We're getting information, but we can't really process it. We oscillate, confusion. There's like a chatter going on that we want to do this, but we can't do this, and should I do this, or what do I do? Then we get into the attentive state. And in this state, the mind it's relaxed, but it's not sleepy, and it's ready to focus, pay attention. And that's the state we have to get into to meditate. So there are a lot of different yoga practices, like asanas, sitting, breathing, and so on, that help to bring our minds into this relaxed attention. And then we can get into the meditative state, focused. The focused state of consciousness, that's the goal of meditation. In this state, the mind doesn't distract us with random thoughts, but it's fully absorbed in the object of focus. And that object of focus could be anything. It could be a candle, a sunset, your own breath. But the most effective is the sound of the sacred mantra. The power of the divine mantra is such because it is literally God in sound. Not just an aid to meditation like listening to relaxing music, but it's an active participant in taming and transforming not only our minds but our hearts as well. As divine sound, meditating on the mantra naturally aligns our spiritual nature as parts of the Supreme. We already have a relationship with the mantra, even if we don't realize it yet. When we meditate mechanically, like on our own breathing, it depends entirely on our own effort and perseverance. But when you meditate on divine mantra, the mantra itself will reciprocate. It'll connect you with empowerment from the soul of the universe. There's mercy in the mantra. This relationship with the divine mantra means that your meditation can be supercharged with feeling. With our intellect, we can focus and reach just so far. But when our emotions are involved, our focus can be strongest. There's a story about a sage in India.
Can we cut? Can we cut?